Hi folks, and welcome to my review. Today I'm going to be reviewing something that a fellow YouTuber, and I think he's one of my subscribers as well, has got and was doing some videos, and I quite like the look of the videos, and it's one model that escaped my radar, and I've never really heard of this model, so I looked it up, done some research, and it turns out to be a damn good model for a number of reasons. Mainly, it's not Betaflight, although they do different versions of this, which is Betaflight and various other transmitters that can be bound to this. More on that later. This one, however, runs on a system called Silverware, which is an independent firmware that you can flash, and you can change the PIDs and all that. Now, you don't get an instruction manual on this, and but you do get a business card, and if you go on the website and look on the drop down menu, type in, well, press on the model that you've got, which is the Makerfire or more 65 Lite, and it will come up with what the controller does, how to set up the camera, and right at the bottom of that will be your firmware set up, and there's also another bit on there where you can flash like your PIDs and stuff like that. But as I found out straight out of the box, it's perfect. You can't plug a USB into it and do it like the old Betaflight. They got pads on the flight board, so I'm not really sure how you would do that, but I'm sure those of you that are in the know will know what to do. But as I said, like, I wouldn't worry about that because this comes perfect straight out of the box. Now, why have I got a T8SG jumper sitting here? Well, you can bind this with this model, no problem at all. It's on the, I think it's a Banyang protocol, or Bayang, something like that protocol, which is on the T8SG. You can also set the milliwatts on this and have it up as far as, I think it's 150 milliwatt. They say on the website that this will go 100 meters. I've done my aerial mod on this, as I do with all my whoops and toy grade type quadcopters and that, and hopefully that'll work. But then again, you're not really going to want to go further than 100 meters on something like this, because it's mainly for indoor and outdoor use, and flying around trees and, you know, zipping in and out of things like in your backyard or something. So, you know, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now, I said there's different models of this, and there is, but we're going to concentrate on this version because you do get a transmitter with this. Right, so this is what you get in the box. You get your transmitter, very toy gradey, but not too shabby. It's well, I'll go through that in a minute. It's all these buttons here are trim buttons. I don't know why you would have a throttle trim, but you do. You've got a throttle trim, and you've got your your pitch, and of course you know, everything else. You got that's motor stop, on and off. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is your angle and acro mode, because yes, this does do acro. What Well, I'll give you some specs first of all. The wheelbase is 65mm, hence the name. You got 7x16 17600 kV motors, a 4-bladed 31mm propeller. The VTX is a 5.8G 40 channel 25 milliwatt PAL and NTSC. It doesn't say it on there, but it does on their website. They reckon the camera is a 650 TVL 120 degrees, but on the website it's actually, I think it was 800 TVL. And the battery, which is a crazy pony, 300 milliamp an hour, 3.8 volt 1S 30C LiPo, but it's also got high volt as well, which is I think 4.8 volt. Now I have actually ordered some 550 milliamp an hour batteries for this, so I should. The makers claim that on a 300 milliamp an hour battery you get up to 4.5 to 5 minutes. I'm not too sure about that. I've yet to try, but the 550s would be a better bet anyway. So if you're going to get batteries, make sure you get about 4 spare ones and try and go for the 550. It will lift it up because it's got enough power and punch to do that. Right, so what do you get in the box? Well, you get the your business card, which is just like Facebook and Twitter and everything, and then you get the service card bit. Now this is what you're going to have to type in to go into their website. To you can't download it, but you can look at the manual, because there isn't actually a manual with this. As I said, you have to go on the website to read it. You get some stickers. They're just numbers there, and you do get these little dolphins, which I've put on now. I just decided to put them on there. No reason really, just to fill up some space. You get your prop tools. You get 3 screwdrivers. Screws. You get 2 for the canopy, and then the third one actually goes into your controller to hold the batteries in place, because sometimes the lid comes off. It didn't in my case, but yeah, that's what that's for. And then somewhere in here you get your prop blade removal tool. So that's what you get in there. Then on this side you get your USB connector. You've got your high and low voltage there, so you press it towards the back to get the high volts, and then you leave it where it is to do your normal volts. I wouldn't do the high volts too often though, because it will ruin the battery. You got a MPCX, I think, port there, and then you got a micro one next to it. I'm not sure what that's for. The light comes on when it's charging, and then when it's finished charging, the light goes off. Standard stuff really. Right, so to the model itself, this is what you get. You got your aerial, which is very bendy, so you just bend it when you want to put it back in. You got your 300 milliamp an hour battery there, very light. And what I've done here, the aerial lays against the flight board, but what I did was I pulled it out and I've left it hanging there, because I've done this mod on a lot of my quads, and I'll get a hell of a lot more range out of them, about between 30 and 50 meters. So it's always worth doing. It's still under there, so when you land, it's not gonna break off. The motors have all got plugs in it. I've already gone through the flight board with you. Pretty standard stuff. You got your button there. You got like a little button, that's for your camera. It's short press, long press, all that sort of thing. Long press again for NTSC and PAL. Again, you know, pretty standard stuff. And yeah, that's about it really. You got a very strong frame. You got these extra bits there and there to strengthen it, but it's very, very hard plastic. I've crushed this a few times and not a scratch on it. It does make a funny noise when it first starts up, like one of the props are hitting the rings, but they're not. I don't know what that sound is, but it stops. You get your little camera cover for it. Well, I'll show you what this does, because there's a bit of a weird way of binding this. So we put the battery in there. I'll show you. It doesn't make any noise. You get your red light and a blue light. Blue's back, red's front. Bit odd, I know. Right, and then you switch the controller on. And now you got to press this button. You got to push this button back 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Now I don't know if you can see it, but it blinked. That's recalibrating the accelerometers, and also it's sorting out the stability. I don't know why it does that. I think it's saying that it's got low battery, but it can't do because it's on full charge. Now this button here does your motor. See, look, I'm not doing anything. It's like a fail-safe. And then I'm going to switch this off because it's really annoying. And the other button on there, the other shoulder button there, that's angle and acro mode. So it's on angle as a default, and then when you press it again like that, you'll then enter acro, and it'll do power loops, it'll do all the usual stuff that you can do in acro. And yeah, that's basically it. All these other buttons, as I said, are trims. There's no flip button on this, so you can't flip. If you want to flip, you have to go into acro mode, and you know, you do your bit what you normally do. But very, very good. This is very good, very stable. There is no trimming I had to do to on initial startup. As I said, I don't know why that bleeps. I don't know whether it's telling me there's a low battery in this, or it usually does it when this runs out of battery power. This will bleep, the controller will bleep, and the lights will blink. But of course, if you're flying an FPV, you won't be able to see the lights blinking, but the controller beeps to let you know that it's obviously running out of battery. And so far, every time I've run out of battery and it won't power up anymore, I've been on 3.78 volts, which is quite high. It's quite a high voltage to run out on, so I don't know what's going on there. I haven't charged the battery to high volt yet, so that might have a lot to do with it. I don't know. I haven't flown this properly. I've only sort of like flown around my room and just seeing how stable it was and trying to get used to it. These springs on here are quite well, as you can see, they're quite springy. But as I said, I'm only going to get used to this, and then I'm going to use my T8SG anyway. I just want to get a feel for it, so I'm going to use this standard controller and just get a feel for it, and you know, have a little fly about, check out the range and everything, and then as I get better with it, I'm going to use my T8SG. I wanted my EO13, my Eachine EO13 hasn't really got a lot of power to use outside. It's pretty dire, really, to be honest. It's got a brilliant camera. It's wicked indoors, or in a sports hall or anything like that. But to be honest, it's very laggy. You got to go up on the power quite a lot, and it sags. So I wanted something that I could whiz around outside, and these are quite powerful motors for a Whoop anyway. And I think they're the same motors as my DM002. And I fly that outdoors, and I don't even use high rate on that. I'm usually in low rate because I like going slow and through things. But that's what this is designed to do. My Bugs 3 Mini, that's a little bit too powerful to go through tiny little things slowly. So that's why I wanted a Whoop that could do that sort of thing. Plus I've got the option of doing this indoors as well. Even if it's raining outside and I want to practice a bit of acro, I can do it indoors without worrying about going outside and, you know, smashing it all over the floor and concrete. So that's the main reason why I've gone for the for this particular model. Also, obviously, I don't have to mess around with Betaflight. It comes flashed straight out of the box, and from what I can tell so far, it flies brilliant. I just got to get used to it, that's all. You know, just got to get used to, mainly getting used to it flying in here. I've got so much crap lying everywhere that it doesn't really make for flying from room to room, because it just, you know, I've got too much junk lying about, and it's very difficult trying to fly through that sort of stuff. So at the moment, this is going to be more for outdoor, and it'll do outdoor pretty good. Well, anyway, that's my my quick review on the Makerfire a more 65 Lite. I don't know where they come up with these names for it, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm well chuffed. It kind of looks like a fish, doesn't it? But yeah, very good. Even with the toy grade controller. Now, don't let that put you off, because you can. I think I'm right in saying you can use a Free Sky or Fly Sky, or maybe even both, transmitter with it. I know you can use a DSM 2, I think, which I've got the protocol on here anyway. Yeah, DSM 2, DSMX, Walkera, Free Sky, Fly Sky, Hubsan. It'll work on most of them, all depending what model you get. But this particular model, I know it'll definitely work on this, and it'll work on the Bayang protocol, because that's what's in this. So if you want a better controller and you've got a T8SG, or you've got something similar with those protocols on it, because Bayang is a pretty well known protocol. So if you got one of that, ditch that and bind it to that, and you can go even further and do even more to it, and you still don't need to go and reflash it. Because and by the way, if you do reflash it and you want to go back to the stock PIDs that the company have set up, there is a program on there that you can just go upload onto it, and it will reset everything back to standard, just in case it didn't work out. So there's that as well. So go and check it out, and then when you do, go to the website, and there's like a manual on there for you to read up on. It tells you what all these buttons do. It tells you how to set up the camera and all the other info, and get yourself some batteries as well. You get this one with it, but order some more, because you're going to need them. Anyway, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed that, and You'll probably see a lot more of this on my videos. Okay, I'll catch you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.